Hey guys, welcome to Coffee Break Senpai. This is the third episode of the Coffee Break Senpai podcast. Welcome. I know I've taken a bit of a break, but I wasn't in the right mindset and I've been way too busy with my child. But here we go. Today we're just going to talk about, it's going to be a general setup today. We're going to talk about some random things for the list here. Then we're going to talk about this week's anime, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit, Ranking of Kings, tappers and webtoons. We're going to talk about Eleceed and Ranking of Kings, a cafe which I've been to recently, and that would be the general gist of this whole podcast episode. First up, random talk, breaking down. Been an interesting, fun week. I've been having a break because a little bit of time to look after the baby, wasn't in the right mindset, always been way too late, been too tired basically to record. Now I'll keep it consistent. I'm sorry about that little break. I did some interesting stuff. There was a pop-up store which was of Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola had a pop-up store in Covent Garden in London. Recommend it if you're watching this. The Coca-Cola store was very good. Had some nice interesting items, such as, you probably see it in this side of the screen, and that is a Coca-Cola like funny pack, which is good. I have a Coca-Cola hat, which is awesome. So I see big Coca-Cola fan on Coffee Break Senpai, and you'll also see probably a picture. I might put it up on the screen, or it'll just be on with part of my channel art, which is it has a Coca-Cola can with Coffee Break Senpai on the can, which is awesome. It's been really fun, like the can is amazing. It's awesome. My wife got it for me. She's great. But let's talk about the anime which I'm going to be talking about, and that is Ranking of Kings. Ranking of Kings have been it's been an amazing show. I think I got up to episode 7. Let me see if I can try showing you which episode I've got up to, because recently my internet today is just not working at all. Please work. There's no internet connection whatsoever, no matter what I try to do. But hey, stuff like that happens. But Rank of Kings was amazing. Obviously you have Boji and Kaji. Oh god, I forgot the little blob, the little assassin. He's awesome as well. Now these characters, I think I got up to episode 7, 6, around that time frame. So obviously you see Boji, he's like, everyone takes the mick out of him, but he tries his best, for someone who can't talk and hear, he tries his best, and people, they look out for Boji. Some people like you probably hate him, but the sword guy, the sword instructor, the way he betrayed Boji really made me angry, but different people care for Boji. However, in that time frame, they also had their own agenda, which won't stop them probably hurting Boji, as far as what I've seen so far. Boji's a good character. He's very interesting. He can't speak, can't talk, but he always tries his hardest. He has that grit, because the grit is what keeps you going forward, and that's what keeps Boji going forward. There's so many interesting characters. From the king, which is getting a bit suspicious now. The last episode I saw was I've done it to another one of my sons when he took over, Prince Daddy's body. I'm probably butchering these names because I can't get them up on my screen and I can't remember it for the life of me. But the other prince, he said that person took over the body and said, I've done it to my sons again. So maybe not the exact words, but he mentioned sons, like as he reincarnated into someone else before. So there's so many different factors of the show which makes it such a good show, and the story, the artwork is very Ghibli like. It's just the artwork is just incredible, and the pacing of the story is like a real adventure. You follow this journey along, and the characters are very in depth. They're not very simple as the art makes it look. The characters are in depth, like the spearman. The spearman surprised me because he started working for that person, when I thought he was totally on Boji's side. I mean, he hasn't said he isn't, but what I've seen so far, he went against Daddy, which obviously he was gonna ruin him before the other prince. So I'm not still sure which side he's on, but the characters are they're very in depth, you know. But overall, I can't wait to watch more. I'm probably gonna watch more episodes tonight. I did try doing some reactions, but yeah, the reactions are so hard to do, and so I've decided to keep my reviews on my podcast episode. With this podcast, I'm just gonna mix in some reviews, a bit of everything, and then maybe do a highlight of a breakdown, and then title it. I need to do more of a breakdown of what I'm watching so far, maybe episode wise, and put it on my podcast episode, so I can give you a good snips on each one. And then I could just edit in one chunk and separate it, you know. So if you want to listen to the whole thing, you can. But if you want to watch the highlight, you can too. But yeah, both Ranking of Kings is literally the best show so far this year so far. Although Chainsaw Man is going to be great too, and there's no stopping that show. That show is going to take people by storm. Like Chainsaw Man, it's gonna be in depth. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about Ranking of Kings. So, there's one more thing. Boji had the news that he took that weapon. I don't know what weapon he's grabbed, but he took it, and you know, he sliced that boulder in half in that last episode, which I saw. So that's incredible. I wonder what's going to happen with that. Like, he's going to... Now he has attack power, which is what he needs, because people just don't take him seriously. They really don't. But talking about powers, let's go on to the next part. So I know it was very quick. I was like, only a couple minutes. But I don't know if people are going to watch the full episode, but let's just get things into the flow again so we can start recording and all that shiznip. Next, let's talk about a webtoon, Eleceed. Eleceed is really good. I recommend reading it. I think it's the creator of Noblesse and Girls Are Wild, something like that. Which I stopped reading those, to be honest, but I really enjoy the shows. Eleceed is an amazing show. It's about people with awakened powers. Jiwoo, which is the protagonist in this world, he has a power, try not to spoil it too much, of speed. And it's all about how he overcomes it. You know, he meets with these different people, these different obstacles. And it's a real good breakdown of a show with such a nice character. It's just a very refreshing take on a power story. And his instructor is funny. You know, he turns into that animal. I'm not going to give it away if you haven't read it, which is so cute and chubby. I'm just going to say chubby. And the friends he makes along the way. But there's also emphasis on trying to overtake each other, you know? So it is a very good show. The character is a pretty boy. He's a fast boy. A kind boy. All the different boys. And everyone loves this character on this show, you know. And there's a lot of potential. I wonder if he's going to go into the new school, which I've seen recently introduced. An academy, I'm just going to say. But it's a good webtoon. I recommend reading that too. And I'll show another picture again in the corner. One of them. Next, Second Life Ranker. This I just started reading. This is on Tappers. I recommend definitely starting this as well. Definitely, because Second Life Ranker is a show which someone tries to get revenge for his brother, right? And he does absolutely anything to try to get that revenge. And he obviously is in another world. Not really, you guess you can call it isekai a little bit, because basically transported in this world, and it's not like a game type world, even though it acts like it. I think it's to make it easier for us to understand. And he has to unlock all these skills and everything, and you're trying to get revenge on the story. A simple baseline, simple story, but the way it's broken down is really good, and awesome fight scenes, intense, and they don't shy away from the nitty gritty. And you get awesome characters like the main protagonist, or the tribe, which could be this side, and you see an introduce of a nice moment of characters, So I recommend Second Life Ranker. It's a good revenge story, and yeah, he'll definitely get his revenge. Sorry, not much of a review of these webtoons. I'll probably break it down actually of what I've actually read from now on, and just give my overall thoughts of it. But my favorite cafe I've been to this week, because I'm Coffee Break Senpai, might as well introduce it, and that is Gentleman Barista's Cafe. Barista's Cafe is a great show, a great show. God, I'm so tired. I still haven't fully recovered, as you can see. I'm speeding my senses, and I'm not used to this pacing again, It's going to be the shortest podcast ever. But no, it's going to be the shortest podcast ever. Anyway, the cafe, Gentleman Baristas is what it's called. It's a good show. Oh, fuck. Oh, God. No, good show. I mean, it's a good cafe. A good cafe is what I mean. And the coffee is smooth. It's great. I'll introduce it here and maybe give some extra information here. But Gentleman Baristas, it's got coffee beans for sale. The coffee's great. Smooth. Oh, mouth-watering. I recommend anyone to drink it. It really gives that energy boost as well. It's definitely helped me out. And it's just a nice overall atmosphere. If you want a good drink, it's definitely a place to go. But there's so many coffee places in London. And I recommend researching more about coffee, because coffee is awesome. Everywhere I go, restaurant, I have a coffee. Cafe, I have a coffee, of course. Everywhere I go, I have a coffee. Coffee is amazing. It's great. And it's smooth. Essentially, Gentleman, The whole design of that place. And the iced lattes are really good as well. Refreshing. And it's better than the public places like Starbucks and Costa. Like, there's so many different places to get coffee. There's Hideaway, Shot. There's L&N. There's Arabica. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's W Cafe. There's many places which you can have, and maybe read your manga or webtoons there, And yeah, it's just so many places you can relax. And that leads me on to another thing, like reading manga in a cafe is definitely the thing to do, because it's just a great place to relax, read it, or even on your phone, because having it on your phone is so convenient these days. It just helps you, especially when you're on the move all the time and you're busy. But yeah, I hope that it is a short podcast, but You know, sometimes when you're tired, you work hard. Like everyone on here knows. Everyone. You try to get that energy boost to bring it out. And I was actually planning on making a bit more videos apart from the podcast, because I knew this podcast wasn't going to be long. However, because is that the printer? It's left on. What was I gonna say? Do some extra things, you know. Record some. I'm gonna introduce some language learning videos. Everything here. Maybe do a bit of gaming. I'm not sure. Something like that. But my internet is down, which is amazing. Of course it is. Look, I'll give you an example. Look, see, it says I think I got signal. It says I have internet access. I just can't get through to it at all, which is quite disappointing. You know, look, it's all not working at all. Oh, is this working? Let's refresh the page. Let's see. Who are you? And of course. Anyway. Yeah, you know. But what can I talk about really to keep this podcast going? Maybe no, nothing. I think I'll end it here. There's nothing else. I'm losing focus because my internet's broken. I was going to talk and just randomly introduce stuff which I'm looking at online at the same time, but that's not going to work. So perfect timing when I finally got myself into the groove again, kind of. Yeah, but I guess things like this happen sometimes, you know. Technology is not always the clearest, not always the greatest thing, but that's what happens. And my eyes are closing again. Oh my god. When you have a child and you work, it's very tiring. I think everyone knows. But welcome to Copyright Senpai. Thank you for watching the third episode. Whoever does watch it, I am out. You know, join the Copyright Nation. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed it. I don't really suppose you might enjoy this episode. However, I try to make it interesting as possible. And is it working again? Yay! No, it's not. It's a false alarm. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'll make some more videos of language learning, which I'll probably use a website called Link to do and introduce myself again, because it's good to learn it. It keeps me motivated. And what else can I do? Obviously my reactions again on YouTube. But that's it, you know. Okay. Sorry about the delay. I'll see you there, Copyright Nation. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Like, subscribe. Episode 3. I am out. Peace.